Subject of the talk is Lamrim, introduction into Lamrim. So there are three scopes: initial scope, medium scope, great scope. The great scope is the essence of great scope is meditation on bodhicitta, meditation on 6 parameters, generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, concentration, and wisdom, and so forth, based on meditation on bodhicitta. So now we have to go back to the initial scope, and so we start with the refuge. In Tibetan word is kunchola, tele chobe niba yoba, yiba ni, monzo. So first you have to take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and one should develop trust to the Buddha, trust to Dharma, trust to the Sangha, and then so when we take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha will help us to liberate ourselves from cyclic existence, from samsara. So we take refuge to Buddha as a teacher, Buddha as an example, and the Buddha himself, for example, Shakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas in the past, they practice Dharma themselves and liberate themselves, and they go to enlightenment through the practice. And there is no Buddha who never done meditation and didn't do practice, or suddenly, instantly become enlightened, or Buddha, or always being Buddha. There is no such thing called always being Buddha. Some people talk about this concept of primordial Buddha. You see, there's a Tibetan word called Domi Sangye. Domi Sangye. Doma means primordial, and Sangye is the Buddha. So that, if you think about there's a Buddha who's always being Buddha, that doesn't make sense, because that sounds like a God, the Judeo-Christian concept of God, or Hindu concept of Brahma, right? And although it makes you feel safe, okay, well, there is a mighty Buddha and the primordial Buddha. He's always perfect. Therefore, he taught what he taught is perfect, and we are going to be perfect. Everything is perfect. The world is going to be perfect, and one day that's wonderful, right? And but it doesn't really logically, it doesn't make sense. You say the primordial Buddha. So then why we talk about the word primordial Buddha? Primordial Buddha doesn't mean that there's a Buddha who never meditated or never practiced. Primordial Buddha means the concept of the Buddha, enlightenment, is a primordial, is always there. From beginning this time, the concept of Buddha is always there. And the possibility of becoming Buddha is there. And this, what we call in Sanskrit, we call Tathagata Garbha. Okay, Tathagata Garbha. Tathagata means Buddha, Garbha means seed of the Buddha, or potential of the Buddha. We call Buddha nature. And Maitreya Buddha taught teachings to Asanga, Arya Asanga. Asanga was, as I mentioned before, right, Indian master, Indian guru. He was born in Peshawar, and today is Pakistan, an area called Peshawar, Western India. And he lived 150 years. Okay. Asanga lived. Those days, some of these yogis and lamas and ladies, yogis and yogins, they live for a long time. And we have a story, like Nagarjuna lived 600 years. And Kadamba Sangye lived 572 years. Okay, and I'm sure there are stories like some Taoist priest or saint, so sage, or somebody lived without hundreds of years, only living with the essence. They talk about the essence, right? And it is possible. I mean, today there's an Indian man in Varanasi. He has been over here, 147 years old. And there's a video, YouTube, he's talking very good English. And the Narendra Modi, the president or prime minister, gave him a special medal or some award. And he's the oldest guru, and he does yoga every morning. He said, I do yoga every morning, 1 hour. Then I go for a walk 1 hour. I don't eat sugar. I never eat salt. And do yoga every day, 2 hours, and walk and meditate. And, today, people live there long, 127, 30 years. So it's possible way back then, right? So, and anyway, the Buddha nature, okay, Tathagata Grabha. So Asanga went to Pure Land, Maitreya Buddha's Pure Land, then he come back, he received teachings from Maitreya Buddha. He write down 5. One is called Mahayana Uttara Tantra. In Tibetan word is called Yulama Tenchu. And this text talks about the Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha. Okay, Buddha nature. Everybody has the Buddha nature. Every sentient being has a Buddha potential to become Buddha. In Zen Buddhist tradition, they talk about we are all destined to become enlightened. So that's wonderful. I like that idea. We're all destined to become Buddha. It doesn't matter how lazy you are, how busy you are, how deluded you are, and whatever. At some point, eventually, you get enlightened. So that's good. It's very sort of comforting, right? Okay, one day I get enlightened. As long as I have faith to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, even though I'm not a very dedicated, strong practitioner, and always praying to Buddha, and then one day I get enlightened. So, so we have a Buddha nature. Even the worms and have Buddha nature, okay? And all sentient beings. And Sadhu, he says, Tibetan word is Rinchen Namkachuda. Sadhu, Sangye Nyingbochen. Sadhu means always have essence of Buddha. Okay. So what is the essence of the Buddha? What part of us is the essence of the Buddha? No, not this body, the mind, your consciousness, your primordial mind, or your mind, and your mind that comes from past life to this life, and then goes on to the next life. Mind continuum, we call mental continuum, right? Body change always, mind doesn't change. And body dies, mind doesn't die. Mind do change, but mind doesn't die. And sometimes people use mind die because your mind is not, you get old age, you get dementia, you don't remember things. But that's just temporarily because your brain is deteriorating or something happened. You can't remember things. You're going through dementia. That doesn't mean your mind is actually dying. The real essence of mind doesn't die. Okay, so the Buddha nature is called primordial Buddha, and especially in Kagyupa tradition, they talk about your mind is enlightened. You don't know that you're enlightened. Then we debate, how do you know you're enlightened? You don't know you're enlightened. You don't know you're a Buddha. And what kind of enlightened person is that? And anyway, so because it's temporarily defiled, that's why. So, so Buddha, take refuge to Buddha, take refuge as an example, and we follow the footsteps of the Buddha, and then we take refuge to Dharma. Dharma is the real refuge. Okay? Buddha is the teacher who showed the path. Dharma is real refuge. Dharma is like the medicine. Like you take medicine, right? You take supplements, you take vitamins, supplements, you take a Tylenol, or you take ibuprofen, or a painkiller, and get rid of inflammation on your joints. Take ibuprofen after hiking all day long. Then take ibuprofen, go to bed. Next morning, you don't have pain anymore. And so, like that. And Dharma is the medicine. When you meditate, practice Dharma, so your mind becomes free. Mind becomes calm and peaceful. And you don't need a scientific proof. You don't need a proof by anybody. You know yourself. It doesn't take very long. Within 24 hours, you know the result of Dharma practice, result of meditation. It's not like believing or not believing. You don't have to believe anything. The Buddha said, don't believe me. You don't have to believe, just practice. If it works, then good for you. Go ahead. And so Dharma is real. Dharma is the refuge, real refuge. Okay. This is why we take refuge to Dharma. It means I will practice Dharma. I will meditate. And then taking refuge to Sangha. Sangha is spiritual community and a spiritual friend. And today we need more Sangha, spiritual friend, more than ever before, because today's world is suffering. Sometimes you can be very lonely. You have no children, no parents, and you're alone, and you don't fit with any other group, and you have no money, or you're too old. They don't want you, or whatever. There's so much discrimination and racism and this and that. But you go to Sangha and there is no racism. There is no discrimination, hopefully. Hopefully. And we welcome everybody here. It doesn't matter where you come from, your background, culture, language, religion. The Dharma is for everybody, right? And Buddha himself. And the Buddha was an amazing person, Shakyamuni Buddha. And he he ordained one of the monks, one guy who was untouchable. So in Hindu culture, all the caste system still going on in India. And Mahamugalayana, key background is untouchable. So then Buddha ordained him and become a monk, like everybody else. And all the Brahmins went crazy. He said, this Buddha's Gautama is bad. So he's now mixing up everybody. And we don't like him. So he created an enemy. And then the next time what he did is he accepted women. And women become nuns. And a whole bunch of women ordained, become a bhikkhunis. Again, there was all these people got upset with the Buddha. Said, you can't ordain women. And this and that. And so Buddha said, no caste is no different. We're all human beings. And it doesn't matter, So right from the beginning, it was like that, time of Buddha, So that's why Sangha is very important. We need Sangha to sit down together, meditate, do Guru Puja and sadhanas, mantras, travel together. We share Dharma. You feel very nourished, And this is what the meaning of Sangha, we help each other. And the older students help the young students and teach them how to meditate and give some instruction, talk about your experience, and you talk about how I went through my Dharma practice. I had issues and questions, problems. I went up and down. Sometimes there was a little, what we call minor Dharma crisis. Sometimes you can have a major Dharma crisis, People give up Dharma. I said, go walk away, And then I know one student of mine, he said, one time he gave up Dharma practice, and I went away, he didn't practice. And then he realized he really missed Dharma practice. And he realized how good, how wonderful it is to practice Dharma. So then he thought, if he didn't give up or go away, he wouldn't know the benefit of Dharma practice. So now he realized Dharma practice is so beneficial. He can't live without Dharma practice. Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche used to say Dharma is addictive, but it's a good addiction. Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche is a Tibetan Lama who lived in America, in Boulder, Colorado. He was very famous. He used a word called crazy wisdom and this and that. And there's a book called Cutting Through Spiritual Materialism. That was his first book. And actually, first book is the best book. I usually always like that. And first book, actually. And I wrote 5 books. My first book is actually probably one of the best books about the story of Tara, 21 Taras. And so I'm writing another book about church practice. Will be published next spring. And this book will be a wonderful book. And getting through your inner demons. And, you see, church means the cutting. cutting your inner demons, right? Demons like delusions, attachment, anger, hatred, ignorance, and so forth. Demons. Machi Labdran said, there is no demon outside. The demon is your mind creating the demon. Ghost. There is no outside ghost. Your mind is projecting ghost. Then you can see it like a movie, like slideshow. You project it on screen. And anyway, so we take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And this is very, very precious. Okay. So now I would like to lead meditation on refuge. This is the beginning. And so in order to take refuge, we have to visualize the object of refuge. We call the field of merit. In Tibetan word, Jamdo, Choling. Jamdo is refuge. Jing is the field of merit. So traditionally, we have Lama Tsongkhapa, Lamrim, Choling, all refuge Choling, and field of merit. You could visualize Shakyamuni Buddha, and then all the lineage gurus above, and then below there's Yidam deities, and then Bodhisattvas, and Dakas, and Daginis, and Dharmapalas. It's so big, so much, so many details. It's difficult for new people, beginners, especially if you haven't done much meditation or you haven't developed concentration. And it's difficult. It's a big challenging, right? It's like you're walking to the supermarket and don't know what's going on. When I first went to Australia in the supermarket, I got lost, and myself. And then I said, why is Buddhist monk going into supermarket? Well, I shouldn't go there anyway. So instead of trying to visualize the refuge tree or merit field, we visualize one object, which is Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? We said the mantra Om Mani Mani Mahamuni, so on. We visualize Shakyamuni Buddha. So I like to ask you to visualize Shakyamuni Buddha in front of you. Imagine in front of you the beautiful blue sky and space, the big space, okay? In the space in front of you, not too far, not too close, about 10 feet or 5 feet, minimum 5 feet, maximum 10 feet. Above you in the space, you visualize Shakyamuni Buddha with a golden color. Here we have a statue right here on my right side. So Shakyamuni Buddha sitting on lotus and moon cushion with the Vajra Asana. Right hand is on his knees, touching the earth. And left hand, he is holding the wall with the nectar inside. Why is he touching the earth? Because he's blessing the earth, Mother Earth. He's saying, I'm grateful to the Mother Earth. Thank you so much. And also, the earth needs a blessing. Earth needs healing right now. Earth is suffering, as we all know. His left hand is holding the bowl with the nectar inside. This is the medicine nectar. As food, as medicine, healing nectar that he's holding. He's wearing beautiful saffron robe of monk, and he's got golden complexion, skin, and he's got top, his hair is kind of curly. On the top of his head, there's a light called Ushnisha, and in Tibetan word is called Tsukto. And so he's a most beautiful, peaceful face, very serene, and slightly smiling. Imagine Buddha Shakyamuni sitting right in front of you. So he is the Buddha, he is Dharma, he is Sangha. Okay? He is the Guru also. We call Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? Guru is, in the books, text says Guru is Buddha, Guru is Dharma, Guru is Sangha. So Shakyamuni Buddha is the Guru, he is the Buddha, he is the Dharma, he is Sangha. Because he himself is Guru, he is a Buddha, his teachings are Dharma, he is a physical body, as a Sangha in front of us. So now you take refuge to him. I take refuge to you. I am going to follow the footsteps of you. I will practice Dharma for the benefit of all sentient beings, enlightenment for all sentient beings. So okay, you visualize Shakyamuni Buddha. And then some point after you establish that visualization, you imagine beautiful light coming from him, from his heart, golden light coming down and descending to you and descend through your crown into your heart. And imagine your entire mind is purified. Your body is also purified. It gives you, Buddha bless you, you received a beautiful inspiration for Dharma practice and Lamrim practice. Thank you. We have a lunch break now until 2 o'clock. Now is 12:30. Thank you.
That's the name. Each of them. Standing by that, the opposite difference of function. Oh no. It's indicated. So, no, like, bullshit. Yeah. As you can hear them. I'm trying to stay on it. Not far. Yeah. What did you feel down? Yeah, you know, took a little bit, a little closer and like, sound like both of them. Says, and look, because that's where it's going to clench, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a movie makes sense. It's very there. It's gotten. She was more fatty on. So it's like the shape and stuff. Stripping songs and things. It also was sure. Let's see.
Om Tare Utare Sure Soha Om Tare Sure Soha Om Tare Utare Sure Soha Om Tare Utare Sure Soha Om Dang Udane Dure So Yom Dang Sudare Dure So Yom Hare Na Om Dure Dure So Om Dang Dare Om Dang So Om is all Om Dang Dang So So Om Dang Dang So Om Name to Dari So Om Dhamma Kedare Om Dhamma Kedare Yes. Om Dhamma Subject of the teaching is Guru Yoga. See, in Tibetan Buddhism, particularly in Lamrim tradition, when we take refuge, we first take refuge to Guru, then Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. You see in the text, Lama Choba, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sangha. Unlike in Theravadan Buddhist tradition, like in Thailand, Burma, and Sri Lanka, and so forth, they don't take refuge to Guru. They take refuge to Buddha first, Dharma, and Sangha. They don't mention about the Guru. Okay. Sorry, now it's unmute. You can hear? Okay, so our subject of the talk is Guru Yoga. In Tibetan Buddhism, we take refuge to Guru first, Namo Guru Be, then Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sangha. Unlike in Theravadan Buddhist tradition, like Thailand, Burma, and so forth, they don't take refuge to Guru. So the reason in Tibetan Buddhism take refuge to Guru first, because Tibetan Buddhism mainly is a Vajrayana Buddhism and Tantric Buddhism. It is Mahayana Buddhism, but also Tantric Buddhism. And Vajrayana teaching was introduced from India to Tibet. The very first teacher was Guru Atma Sambhava, as you know. He was a very powerful guru, and he was the incarnation of Amitabha Buddha, and Hayagrava, and Avalokiteshvara. So he was a tantric guru. And then the Umapalamas, Sakyabalamas, Lamas, and the Gelug, and so forth. And practiced Tantrayana. Even Kadambas also practiced Tantrayana. For example, Atisha, Yidam tradition, they have 4 Yidam deities, Shakyamuni Buddha, Tara, Chenrezig, and Kowo Miwa. Towo Miowa is in Japan they're called Udo Mio, in Tibet, which is Ko in Tibet or wrathful Miowa. And so we practice Tantra. So that's why we take refuge to Guru first, because in Tantra, tantric tradition, it is important to take refuge to Guru. Guru is very important part of your path, part of your practice. And some ways, we don't separate Guru and Buddha, and we don't separate Guru and Dharma and Guru and Sangha. We have saying Guru is Buddha, Guru is Dharma, Guru is Sangha. Guru is Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, all according to tantric tradition. And so, according to tantric tradition, we practice what we call deity yoga, right? You take initiation of the deity, whichever the deity is, and Buddha is, you take initiation from the guru. So without guru, you can't have that initiation, as we talked about before, about giving the initiation on Zoom, right? So you have to have a guru. You can't have initiation. You need a guru right from the beginning. Then after you receive the empowerment or initiation of the deity, you have to do deity yoga, and you have to become the deity, what we call the front generation and self-generation. So you visualize the deity in front of you, like above you, like Vajrasattva. It depends on the deity. There's so many different kinds of deities. Deities for longevity, good health, like Vaitara and Namgyalma and Amitayas, for long life. A deity of wisdom, Manjushri, deity of prosperity, White Mahakala, and Kuvera, Zambala, and Black Zambala, and White Zambala, Yellow Zambala, so on and so forth, different deities for prosperity. And good deity for good health, like Medicine Buddha and Black Manjushri, and for getting rid of negativities, and disease, and healing, and protection for your health, and like epidemic and pandemic and so forth. We practice Black Manjushri and so forth. So this Tibetan Buddhism is really focused so much onto Tantra. That's why you need a guru. We talked about Guru Yoga. And so in Lamrim also Guru Yoga is the first. And Lama Tsongkhapa's short text, short Lamrim text, condensed text, it's called Foundation of All Perfections. Foundation of all perfections. He says in the beginning, Yonding Kunji Jijo Tinjinje, which means in Tibetan, the Guru is very kind, and the Guru is the foundation of all the realization. So in the Lam Jitawara means practice Guru Yoga properly, and is root of the realization, root of the path. And serving the Guru, or pleasing the Guru, or follow the Guru's advice, to according advice of the Guru. Seeing this, the benefit, advantage of Guru Yoga, means you practice again and again many times. So then one could have a realization. Okay, so now I'd like to talk about the Guru Yoga here, and let me Nanju Ramja so the Chene Nyamsa Langna Sangyawana Niwaya Yindes. It says you practice Guru Yoga as one of the main practice, or essence of the practice. Then one can get closer to Buddhahood. Now, so myself, as a Lama, teacher or Guru, and now I'm telling you about the importance of Guru Yoga. and which I feel personally, myself feel sometimes a little, I don't know how to say it, feel kind of not uncomfortable, but kind of inconvenient in a way. And Rama Yeshe used to say that I feel inconvenienced to talk about Guru Yoga. Some people might think the Lama is saying about himself and praising himself and demanding things from the students. You should do this for me. You should do that for me. I'm your guru, and I give so much to you. Initiation teaching. Now you should give me this, give me that in return. and so I'm considering what I give it to you, and for what you can give me is nothing, material things, right? And what I give you is very valuable initiation teaching you can't buy. But it's kind of like some people might think this way, sounds like a bit odd sometimes. Some people are very skeptical. People are not a Buddhist. They think it's almost like a cultish, this guy saying, I'm very important. I'm this, I'm that, I'm enlightened one. And you do this for me, that to do that to me, So in that sense, Lama used to say, kind of inconvenient, right? So, yeah, it could be, if you feel like that way, inconvenient, then you feel that way. That's okay. And it's, it's good to be direct and honest, right? And then many students, they don't actually feel that way. They don't feel inconvenient or guru is demanding, things like that. They don't feel that way. Some people might. So it doesn't matter what you feel. You can say what you feel, and you can talk to the guru, right? And at the same time, when I was growing up in India, I had many gurus. I have altogether 13 gurus, just not one guru. I have 13 different teachers. And the thing about they're all in the same lineage. So there's no problems regarding teaching. There's no contradictions. And my gurus are myself. I consider very fortunate. My gurus were, from my point of view, they were perfect gurus. There's actually a book called My Perfect Words of My Perfect Guru. You probably read that book by Tulku Rinpoche. He was a great Nyingma Lama, Nyingma Pachicha Tulku Rinpoche. He was like Milarepa, according to Nyingma tradition. The word called My Words of My Perfect Guru or teacher. It is actually the book is about, text is about foundation practice. It is about, it's Lamrim, basically. And it's a very beautiful book. So, so for me, my gurus they're perfect to me. Most of, I would say all of my gurus, they are they are highly realized. They have highly realized, but very low maintenance. And they never demand me material things. And I don't have much anyway to offer. And but one of my guru, called Tara Rinpoche, he came here. He was here with me, stayed up there. And all he asked is crackers. He said, please, can you get some crackers without sugar? So I offer crackers without sugar and drink black tea, and he's perfectly happy. That's all. So it's easy to get crackers, right? Maybe hard to get without sugar. Yeah. And he gets up at 4 a.m, doing his Yamataka sadhana, and about 2 hours every morning. And then he sit there doing his practice and eat some crackers and drink black tea. And then I go sit next to him. I ask questions about Dharma. And I don't want to always asking so many questions. And he talks about life and Dharma practice. And back in Tibet, his monastery, it was just amazing, unbelievable, so inspiring. And one day I asked, why you're called Tara Rinpoche? Are you incarnation of Tara? He said, no, I'm not incarnation of Tara. Because he said his monastery is called Tara. And because he's from that monastery, people call him Tara Rinpoche. So I said, why do they call the monastery is called Tara? Well, because the monastery was where the location, where it's built, and there's behind the monastery, there's a big mountain. It went from distance. When you look at it, it has shape of like Tara, the rocks. It looks kind of like a Tara. So they call Tara Monastery. And then he became Tara Rinpoche. And it was wonderful. And anyway, but then when the lamas are talking about Guru Yoga, they shouldn't feel really uncomfortable or inconvenient. If they stop talking about Guru Yoga, then who's going to talk about Guru Yoga? Who's going to teach? Somebody is, right? Well, Dharma students, you can read the books, Lamrim books. There's so many books now talk about Guru Yoga, but it's nice to hear about Guru Yoga and Guru-disciple relationships, the stories about Guru from the Lama himself or herself talking. It's, as I said, it's very inspiring for me to hear from my Guru talking about Guru Yoga. And also another Guru of mine, he was talking about his Guru, and he practiced Chud, his Guru, Chud master, all this is very inspiring. So I should talk about Guru Yoga here now. So here, Gaden Choling, Lama Tsongkhapa said, Nyena Tsik Mesing. So when you have a hard time listening the words, and you should ask Guru, talk to the Guru when you have a hard time listening the word. What it means that we're not talking about the language problems. Okay, it's not a language issue, but it's sometimes when you listen and teaching the words, sometimes you don't understand the words or maybe the meaning of words. Then you ask the Guru, what does this mean? When you think about the meaning, sometimes the meaning, don't understand the meaning of the words. The meanings can be very profound, right? They have what do we call some sort of poetic, or sometimes logical, sometimes not very logical. Sometimes the words or the meanings can be contradicting, and maybe says one thing, but it has maybe different meaning, like in something else, and especially in Tantra. And yeah, so so when you meditate and keep meditating again and again, day after day, month after month, and year after year, you meditate and you don't feel like getting anywhere. You don't get realizations. Then you feel like kind of a little bit disappointed, discouraged. So then you need to talk to the Guru. So I'll tell you a story. I came to Canada in 1981. I was in Australia, right? So on my way, I stopped in Hawaii, and then San Francisco, and then up to Vancouver by train. So when I got to Hawaii, in Maui, there is a Tibetan Kagyu Center. I stayed there. Lama Rinchen, he was a wonderful disciple, Palu Rinpoche, the Kagyu Center. I stayed there. And then I got invitation from Robert Atkin Roshi, then master Atkin Roshi. He was American Roshi. He asked me to come over, have a cup of tea, meditate, afternoon, have meditation, and have discussions. When they heard there's a Tibetan Lama here who speaks good English, and English, so they have questions. So I went there. We meditated. We had a cup of tea, and then lots of discussions. And one fellow said to me, "I heard that Tibetan Buddhism, you have a practice called Lamrim. Lamrim means gradual path. You have many steps, gradual path." He said, "We don't have. We just sit on the cushion. all the time. We practice Zazen, yeah. And he said he's been sitting on cushion for 10 years. His cushion is kind of falling apart. And then I joked, I was joking. I said, yeah, your cushion falling apart, that's good. That's a sign of that you meditated. But what about, did you get calluses on your bum? And he was surprised. And I said, why do you say that? I said, well, we have a Tibetan yogi called Milarepa. When he was dying, and he told his students, and he lifted up his skirt and said, look at my bum. And they were surprised. Why? And look, this is my last teaching. I sat and sat and sat and meditated on the rocks everywhere. I got callus on my bum. This is what you should do. He was saying you should sit until you get callus, and so it was kind of surprised, right? What do they call it? People call Gandhi something super callus those. What do you say that word?
Califragilistic.
Sorry.
Supercalifragilistic.
And
Expialidocious.
whatever. Gandhi, I'm sure I have calluses too. But well, I'm not sure Gandhi had one. A lot of Indian people, they have calluses in their foot because they don't wear shoes or even flip-flops. So they get calluses. And Tibetan yogis have callus in their forehead, like prostrating. A lot of Muslims have it. Calluses on their forehead, bowing to the Allah, right? So many times they get calluses. And a sign of he's a devout practitioner, devout Muslim or devout Buddhist, right? And anyway, so he thought that was funny. And then he said, so what are the steps? I said, well, I can't tell you in short time. And so we have Lamrim, and I told him about the meditation of Guru Yoga, meditation on impermanence, death and die, a precious human rebirth, death and die, and so on and so forth, and karma, and rebirth, and 12 dependent link, meditation on Four Noble Truths, and bodhicittas, 6 paramitas, and so many steps. And then he said, wow, that sounds really good. And I said, yeah, you can keep meditating on different things. So that was very interesting. Then they asked me a question about reincarnation, about the tulkus, lamas, reincarnation. Because Japanese people don't talk about tulku, they don't talk about reincarnation. So they practice be here now, Zen, right? So that was a very interesting visit. And I was very inspired by Atkin Roshi, Robert Atkin Roshi. Beautiful man, beautiful center. So, so here it says, if you don't get realization after sitting, meditating, then you should talk to the guru, or you should get blessings, and that's why you need a guru, right? So Deloba was talking to Naropa. Deloba was a great Indian Mahasiddha, and his disciple was Naropa. He was also a great Mahasiddha. He says to Naropa, if you want to get some solid realization, you need a guru and have connection, contact, close contact, and you shouldn't think that you can do all by yourself. You need a guru. So, and then this Kadamba master called Moktopa. Moktopa said, Gom Sinjitoba Tetsume and Mugujitoba Tetsume. So, if you meditate according to the Guru's advice, Guru's words, then you can get realizations. And so in the old days, back in Tibet, that time of Kagyupa Lamas and Milarepa or Kadamba Lamas, many of these yogis and yoginis, men or women, yogis, they don't do lots of reading, studying. They just go to the guru, get some advice, instructions how to meditate. Then they go practice, meditate until you get some realization. Then they go back to the guru again, ask new advice, fresh advice, and you get some advice, and then you go back and meditate, practice. So they don't do much reading; they just get fresh advice, like sort of direct lineage or direct method. So it's like if you're cooking, instead of reading the cookbook, you just cook with your friend who's a good cook, or you cook with your mother or grandmother, or instead of reading a cookbook. For example, in Tibet, we don't have cookbooks, and when I first saw a cookbook, I started laughing. Why do you need a cookbook? You just cook. See how your mother was doing, father do, and chop the carrots and fry the vegetables or cook rice and make noodle soup. What's a big deal? Why do you need a cookbook? And anyways, the cookbook is a big business, right? Jamie Oliver cookbooks. And he will one night talk about cooking, and so many people, charge you a lot of money. The big business. So anyway, so he need them pain, so first benefit of having guru and benefit of practice guru yoga, and also advantage of guru yoga, practice in guru yoga. And there's also disadvantage of not having guru and not having close relationship with guru. And and then when you have guru, then there's how do you relate with the guru? Sampe Tensu and Joveden. Relate the guru with mentally, and relate with the guru with physically, like day-to-day kind of doing things, or doing something for the guru, or doing something the guru tells you to do, and then you do it yourself and say some advice, say how to do prostration, okay, or mandala offering, and so on and so forth. Or guru tell you something to do, like Arpa told Melareba, build a house, like that, right? And one of my gurus, actually, he had a guru with Geshe, and his guru told him he got a whole bunch of bag of sheepskin, lambskin, and it was a kind of hard one, right? So this is in the Sera monastery. So this Geshe was thinking, where did he get this? All the lambskin. He said, you should training, right? Make it soft. You have to keep rubbing or whatever. With that, about 100 sheepskin, lambskin. So he thought, well, this must be like teaching, like the Naropa kind of teaching, right? I don't understand why I have to do this, So then one day he asked, why do you want these sheepskin, me doing this, right? After he'd done halfway through, he said, I want to send this to my poor mother down back in eastern Tibet. She then lived in a mountain. She got arthritis. She's very cold. I want to send to my mom to repay kindness for my mother. And so he said, why do you get this sheepskin? Oh, he got it. He bought it in market in Lhasa. So then he understood. He thought, wow, this is amazing. This is a good teaching for me because I purify my karma doing this, following Guru's advice. And he's going to send this to his mother, repaying kindness to his mother. This is a good example because now I have to learn how to repay kindness to my mother. I should be nice to my mother, do something for my mother. And so that was indirect kind of teaching, right? And right there, you're doing it by hand and, and following the advice of the Guru. So, Sambe Tensu, Joveden. Somebody seen the pain is. So what are the benefit of practice Guru Yoga? Actually, before I talk about benefit of Guru Yoga. Actually, I think I should say about how do you meet Guru, and how do you choose Guru, and how do you know who's the right Guru for you, right? And that you need to understand. You have to understand the qualities of the Guru, and also you have to understand yourself. Am I qualified to be a disciple of certain Guru? Easy for me to sort of take somebody, see is he or she Guru qualified as a Guru or not, and how do I know myself? And maybe my own judgment is incorrect. How do I know? How do you choose one? What? So you have to think about this. You have to go back to Lamrim. Lamrim teaching. Lamrim talks about the qualities of the Guru and qualities of disciples. So according Lamrim and according Maitreya Buddha's text, teaching called Mahayana Sutra Alantara, it talks about 10 qualities of Guru. And Shinyi, Tuwa, Shiwa, Nyeshiwa, Yondin, Labar, Tunda, Lungi Chu, Tenyi, Toba, so on and so forth. So the qualities of the Guru is Shinyi Tuwa, means the Guru who is very peaceful, generally speaking. Shiwa means, and also gentle, and good, lots of wisdom, lots of knowledge, lots of realization or training. We've done lots of training. We've done lots of practice, and it's hard to know, right? It's not like you go to a Taekwondo class or Aikido or Karate. You see who's the sensei, the highest black belt, sixth dan or fourth dan or third dan, because the belt, you look at the belt, right? Then okay, this guy must be the top sensei or a master, right? Because you can see the belt. But lamas don't have those kind of belts. Gurus don't have a belt. Hindu gurus don't have a belt. Tibetan lamas don't have a belt. Your Chinese masters don't have the belts. They just wear the same robe, same boring robe all the time, same color, same design. Can you imagine? We would come back from Nepal, and we were in monastery. There was 56 boy monks, the abbot and the other monk. They all wear the same color robe. We don't know who's the abbot, who's the chanting master, who is the manager. And the little boy monks, like 8 years old boys, they wear the same robe, same color, all the time. They do wash sometimes. Sometimes they're quite grubby boy monks, Same robe all the time. You could be a vice geshe, after studying 35 years, 40 years, or you could be the new monk. Same robe. It's no difference. That's one of the reasons why they do that, because you don't want sort of say, hey, look at me, my robe, I'm this, I'm that. And everybody sort of wear the same color robe. It's nice. Also, simple life, You don't have money, you don't do shopping, you don't wear different color of dress, different style, and simple. Monks should be simple life, right? And like in Christianity, they have a vow called vow of poverty vows, one of the vows. We don't talk in Tibetan Buddhism. We don't talk about poverty vows, but usually monks are there. I wouldn't say they're poor, but they're not rich and they don't collect things. Or some old monks might collect things. I noticed that. And some old monks can be a hoarder, collecting so many statues, so many incense, so many books. You walk in and so many things. Oh, what's this? And we have an old Tibetan word saying, if the old monk cleaned the Buddha statue too much, and then all the gold ripped off, Even the eyes are ripped off. You can't even see the eyes of the Buddha. And trying to clean too much, and like they perfect. Don't clean too much. And one of my students did that here. Actually, the Lama Tsongkhapa statue, see, the disciple, they clean, the eyes are gone. So I repainted. I see you still on here.
Oh,
You notice that it's a little bit different.
oh.
So I repainted myself. So this guy was trying to do his best, cleaning, trying to dust, but he didn't know. And but he, from his side, he was doing his best, creating merit, cleaning, right? So anyway, so simple life, that was the reason why he wears simple robe. So um, so it says here, so if you have a guru, right guru, and you get closer to the enlightenment, Buddhahood, means all the Buddhas will be pleased with you. Which means in the future you have no problem finding guru because it's karma, right? If you this life right now, if you practice proper guru yoga, guru devotion, and so forth, in the future you will always find the right guru. Say that your guru get older, he passed away, you find another one, a good one also. And you will always find right teacher. And so then you will not reborn in low realms, and you won't have suffering from unwholesome karmas and defilements, negative emotions, and so forth. And you will not contradict yourself from the bodhisattva conducts. So your realization will increase all the time. And you will achieve your wish temporarily, and also at the same time, ultimately, your wish, your spiritual wish, realization. Yeah, he yeah, he never really. 요새는 너가 잘못하면 하나님이 와자 대우 하나님이 와자 let it don't seven yuadang. So it says if you practice Guru Yoga properly, and all your unwholesome karmas will be purified. Okay, and also some karmas, whatever unwholesome karma you created, sometimes you cannot avoid without paying some kind of penalty or whatever you want to call some kind of karmic result, but it will be minor ones, say such as small headaches or bad dreams at night. So bad dreams, what's a big deal, right? We have bad dreams and little headache. Okay, you take some medicine, whatever. So then it will purified. Sanjipad mebala. Sanjipad mebala. Yumbo, so you get them Sanjit number. So you will get the same benefit of making offering to the Buddhas, many, many Buddhas. When you make offering, serve your guru, it's the same like you're serving many, many Buddhas. And so now here they talk about Buddhas and comparing the guru and the Buddha. So if you if you practice Guru Yoga, then you will get close to state of enlightenment, and also you will get some merit of serving many, many Buddhas. So according to Tantric tradition, we say Guru is Buddha. Okay. Then why we say Guru is Buddha? Because Guru is basically substitute of Buddha. Okay. So when we talk about Buddha, okay, Guru is Buddha, or you should consider Guru is a Buddha, then you start thinking, well, does this mean that I have to think that my Guru will levitate? I heard Buddhas levitate. And Do I have to think my guru has Utisha for his head? And my guru has long ear loops. So I do have to think the guru has a long tongue like a dog. And also what we say that Buddha has 30 major physical marks, 80 minor marks, you see. 30 major marks, 80 minor marks. So do I have to think my guru has 32 major marks, 80 minor marks? I never seen any of them. I didn't see even one. And how do I do this? How do I cope this kind of ideas? How do I do this? So I had Buddha's levitate, but my guru have a hard time even walking. He's got knee problems. and some gurus have walking sticks, right? And they have to see physiotherapists, and the guru is getting old, right? And some gurus have heart problems, health problems, breathing problems, and so on and so on. So I don't see any of these qualities of the Buddha now. I don't really, I'm confused, what does this mean? And so you have to think, okay, guru is human beings. Buddha can be Buddha, but human being. When you are human beings, you have human condition. There's no, you can't escape from human condition because you have a human body, biological human body. You see, your body is not some kind of golden body. You see, human body. I'll tell you a bizarre story. There's in Tibet, we used to have a bandits, mafias, bandits. People don't think that in Tibet is a land of Buddhas. Everybody's like bodhisattvas, compassionate people, and pure land. It's not like that. We have bandits in Tibet. We have people do gambling, play mahjong, all night sitting there playing mahjong, drinking wine, and all kinds of people. People are human beings, all the same. So the story is this. We have famous Lama called Serkong Dorji Chang. Okay, he is considered Yamantaka. Serkong Dorji Chang. Serkong is name title. Ser is gold. Serkong Dorji Chang. Kong is maybe house of gold or something. Interesting name. The Lama's name is Serkong, gold house or gold something. So these bandits, they misunderstood. They thought, Kangpa is foot. So they thought this Lama has a foot. One of his foot is gold. And then they want to cut his foot. They bandits, they don't care. You kill the Lama, so what? And they don't care. They'll kill anybody. They kill the Buddha if they can. They're not, this is bandit, So there's two bandits. They were waiting on the road. The Lama came on riding horse, come down with his attendant. Suddenly the guy jumped in front of the horse and stopped Lama. He said, take off your boots. He was yelling at the Lama, take off your boots. So he thought he's going to cut the gold leg. And so the attendant took out the boots. It's just a regular foot. And then he said, I heard that you got a gold foot, but you don't have gold foot. And put your shoes on. And he was so disappointed, the bandits, and then they left. They really want, serious, they want to cut these Lama's foot if he's a gold. Okay? And funny story, right? So, so the Lama doesn't have a gold foot. Lama doesn't levitate. It doesn't fly. And just human being sitting on a horse, riding a horse and going. So what's your human condition, So you have to, we have to understand that too. And, but I don't mean there's no lamas or teacher who cannot levitate, okay? I'm not saying there's no lama who can do miracles. We do. For example, there was a great yogi called Nancharva. He was a practitioner of Vajrakalaya or Hayagriva. So he used to shoot his arrow, and he shoot the arrow on the rock, and it goes straight into the rock. And he said mantra, like blow on it, and then it goes into the rock. What is that? It's a magic, power. Magic power of his mantra. And Telopa used to eat fish. You see picture painting of Telopa, and he go and catch fish, and hold the fish. And he eat the flesh, make sure don't break any of the bones, and then he put the bone back to the lake, turn it into fish again. So he has that power to do that kind of stuff. So why he's doing that? Why did he do that? Why? What for? Aren't you causing trouble, pain for the poor fish? You eat his flesh, and the poor fish, But then the question is, maybe it's not real fish, he's just showing this some kind of magic, like tricks, some kind of like magicians, magicians like that. And we have a yogis, a lama, who do fast walking, and Tibetan lamas or Indian sadhus, yogi, fast walking. I read a story of one Indian master. His name is Bhagwan Shri Hamsa. He went to Mount Kailash, and he said he walked 60 miles a day. 60 miles a day. That's like close to 100 kilometers, 90 kilometers a day. That's really hard. Especially Indian men going up to high altitude, 60 miles a day. So it's a fast walking city, a disappearing city, And there's different kinds we call cities, supernatural power, and also fasting cities. Some yogis, Tibetan yogis, don't eat food. When the communists, invaded Tibet, there's some lamas, they will live in the mountains, no food for months and months and months. And they left them alone. They say, oh, let them alone, they're not causing any problem to society. And they just live there like bonsai tree, and don't eat food. Some lamas, they do fasting. We have a technique called Chulin. You heard about Chulin? Chulin, method Chulin. Chulin is like you drink water and say mantras and blow on the water, and then you stop eating solid food, and then the water has lots of minerals, and blessed by mantras, so you get nutrition, and you can live many, many, many months, no food. A methoxylin is like you have pills made of flower remedy, like marigold, and there are certain flowers you eat just few pills, and then that's all you eat. Don't know other solid food. And dochulin, and some lamas eat some kind of rocks, and like a bird, eating, crushing some rocks for calcium, and we don't know what happened to his stomach. The rock's going in his stomach. Maybe it comes out from the other end, and I don't know why you eat this rock, because rocks have minerals, right? And really, I remember one monk, when I lived in Dalhousie, one monk, he really liked doing all kinds of stuff like this. And he wanted some kind of proof, whatever. So he said to my teacher, I'm going to do Chulin practice. So my teacher taught him how to do it. He took some pills, marigold and some akinisha, I don't know, arura or some urura or some haritika. And so he was taking those pills, and then he lived for about 6 months, no food. Yeah. And then something happened to him. He got sick, and then he couldn't meditate. And then my teacher said, "Oh, you stop now. You should eat some food. Eat some fruit first. Eat some oranges, apples, apples, some mushrooms or something." And then he recovered slowly. Yeah. And also a lot of people do eat prana. I do prana meditation. They don't eat much food. And I think a lot of Taoists, yogis, and they don't eat much, right, Stephen? They talk about essence, some fruit and some vegetable.
Yeah, they eat like a few grains.
Right. Few grains of ginseng and donghua, you know, herb called donghua. Ginseng, a few things like that. And Buddha himself ate only 3 grains, you know, when he was doing 6 year retreat. And sesame seed, mustard seed, I think jojoba. And 6 years, he was so skinny, like starving, right? Fasting. This is true story. You know. But when you do lots of qigong and meditation and tantric mantras, and you blow them on the water and stuff like that, and you chi always coming, new chi coming, fresh chi, right? And you can live for a long time like that. And so now I will go through again the commentary on Guru Yoga. 예, 신이 삼주니 지고는 저기 때문에 산지에 공부하니 먼저 공부를 이런 초바 탐지 용반에 라마 초바 라마 초바 양다 좀 애니반의 군친지 이시도 나가주나 tantric text called Ringa, 5 stages. 초바 탐지 막네 you should abandon, give up all kinds of offerings. Only thing you offer to the Lama, Guru. You don't need to offering to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, this and that. So then you get the realization of all knower, the wisdom of all the Buddhas. Yawana jiban jiwa yende rangi tamsi de damba tsuyi masongwe sanje jansen na choba kowa tsan penye yue jan sanje de jansen na jijin de yibe penye. So if you don't practice that Guru Yoga, if you don't practice Bodhisattva vow or Tantric vow, even you make lots of offerings to the Buddha and Bodhisattva, you get some merit, but you don't get realizations. When you're offering things to the Buddhas like flowers, all kinds of stuff, right? You get some merit for sure, but you don't get realizations. Real realization come from the Guru Yoga. Lama ji la shinyi tenpa tsujin de chena, Lama te chona sanji tamji ye madang pa yang chonde lama lula shuni chobabo. So when you make offering to the Guru, and then it's equivalent of offering to all the Buddhas, you get some kind of benefit. Jamba shalole ndi tandemba gashila nganati lunes. So it says that the Buddhas will come into the body of the Guru. And then you get same benefit of offering to the Gurus, to the Buddhas. Jambal Shalom, Manjushri's oral teaching, Lamrim text composed by 50th Dalai Lama. It says, Ndi tandin gashila nganati lunete lubu yang chobale ini te rangju legitimate and purify your karma. So now, why is more beneficial offering to the Guru than the Buddhas? Because the thing is, Guru is your Guru, your teacher, right? You can see face to face. You can talk. You can listen. You can sit together, have a cup of tea. You can do things together, gardening out there, or picking up things, go for shopping, go for drive, or whatever. You can do things, and you can learn a lot of things, not just Dharma. Things, simple things about life. And but Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, we don't have ability to see Buddhas and do things with Buddha, right? Go for a walk with the Buddhas. And Zen tradition, they have saying, if you see Buddha on the road, kill him. Why? So you don't know he's real Buddha. And it's not Buddha. Maybe it's not Buddha. It's like some spirit, maybe a demon. Right? Why killing? That sounds very strange. How can you kill? We're Buddhist. We don't want to kill anybody. Doesn't matter. Spirit or demon or ghost, whatever. Anyway, it's like one of those Zen koans or whatever, something that you have to interpret, whatever. Basically, doesn't mean you kill it, but it means your own mind, you have delusion, you're projecting something. It's not right. And for example, when I was living with my guru Geshe Wangyo, so we lived in this house, no insulation, no heating. I lived there for 12 years. I was a teenager, right? In Dalhousie. So we lived in all these Tibetan lamas, refugee lamas. We lived in these houses in former British summer cottages. But they're very old up in Dalhousie. Beautiful place on the mountain. All these cottages, they have names like Bright View, Snow View, Jungle View, and this and that. And so we lived in a building called Bright View. Okay? So I got room with two other lamas. We shared a little room. And my teacher has a little room in the veranda. But there's no insulation, and there was cracked walls. You can hear wind blowing. It was cold at nighttime, -10 almost. And we don't have no heatings, right? And there's no sources to make hot water. We have a common kitchen downstairs. So we get hot water there, we get tea, we get some food, but very, very poor condition. Growing up, it's poor condition. The lives were, no vegetables, no meat, and you eat some rice and dal every day. Dal bhat, dal bhat, dal bhat. Dal is dal, bhat is rice, dal bhat. Rotis, and tea and roti, breakfast, and no eggs, no jams, no nothing, no place. And dal bhat. And sometimes, once in a blue moon, we go down to Tibetan restaurant, eat some both momos. And we don't have money, It's not very expensive now compared to now. Nothing. So, but anyway, so we have no heating system. So and to wash your teeth, brush your teeth, wash your face, it's cold in the morning. So what my teacher used to do is he get a glass or cup of water and put in his mouth like this for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, warm up. Then he put in his hand and then wash his teeth again. And then again, another sip of water in his mouth, keep it warm, and then spit in his hand and wash his face like this. And then he keeps some water in his mouth like this. And then spit out. It's a little bit like Qigong style, your own saliva, you go like this, then swallow it because there's enzymes and good for your stomach, for digestion, right? And so first I thought, what is he doing? He's spitting in his hand and washing his face. He's washing his face with his spit. It was kind of like a dog style, leaking yourself out like a cat, like this, Cats do that. That's why you clean yourself, right? That's no. And so my teacher said, well, I'm warming up the water in my mouth, and then you wash my face. Okay, then I thought, okay, I'll do it like my teacher. I did. It was perfect. It worked. Okay. As an example, like Guru is showing you about not only meditation, but live, living in this kind of condition, right? How to do it. And then, not only that, in the room where we live, there were cockroaches everywhere, running around at night. When you turn on the light, the cockroaches, this big flying, you see the cockroaches. See, in the monastery where we were in Kathmandu, there were cockroaches, right? It was funny, one night, the gecko came, ate the cockroach. So, but there was a couple of cockroaches, and they disappeared. I thought, what happened? The gecko came. So I thought, oh, geckos are good. I like geckos. Get rid of it. Yeah. These animals, food chain, right? When I was in India studying, there was lots of geckos. I like geckos. And they run around the ceiling and they have a suction cups. They don't fall. And one time, two geckos fighting. One guy lost his tail, and I found the broken tail, and I caught him. I tried to put it back together with this tape, scotch tape. And he was young and playing on it. So my neighbor, another lama, said, "Oh, you don't have to do that. The tail grow back." Gecko story. Yeah. I'm sure you see. Do they have geckos in Hong Kong? Oh yeah, in the village or somewhere. And they have cockroaches sometimes. Yeah, they do. All over Asia, cockroaches. And you learn how to live, right? And not only that, there's bed bugs. Oh, it's hard. So my teacher said, let's go buy some cotton. We went and bought a cotton and then made it look like a sleeping bag. So then nighttime you get in and it's tied up. And so the bed bugs can't bite you. You have it's hard, not fun. And wintertime so cold, no shower sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And condition of life is hard, when I think about like now. But then when I was there, we just used it. And my teacher lived like that. He was an old lama, he was in his 70s, like my age now. And I was young and didn't care much. And it's hard to memorize texts and study because you don't get enough sleep, you don't get enough food, good food. Anyway, so so these are the benefit of having guru and actually and serving guru is a way of purifying karma and getting realization. So I like to share one story with you. That is Atisha Dipankara, when he was in Tibet. One of his main disciples, Domtompa, he was the translator. So he was with him all the time, translating, teaching. And then there's another disciple, Atisha. His name was Neljor Wangchu Gomboba. And he was a monk, a yogi. He get teachings and advice from Atisha, and then goes away and meditate in a mountain somewhere. And every now he comes down, he gets teachings and go away and meditate. And then the third disciple, he's called Changchu Rinpoche. He was the cook. He cleaned Atisha's room. He cooked. Whenever the guest people coming, he made tea, some food, cook and cleaning, and then you have to go out there and get the water, carrying water, and then go somewhere, get the fuels like a wood or dry yak dung, and then cooking, and did this for day after day, month after month. So one day he thought, oh, I don't have chance to meditate. I do always cooking and cleaning, and I don't even have time to receive teachings. And he was sad, very sad, not like the other two. And so then Atisha knew his mind. He was sad. So one day Atisha said, I want all three of you to sit together in front of me and meditate. And so they came, three disciples, said they had meditate. And then he asked questions, Dharma questions, very profound questions, right? Something about samadhi or shunyata. And the cook, who didn't have time to do meditation, he didn't have time to listen to teaching, he has the answers. He has the best answer. So then Atisha praised him and said, because you always working, you're cooking, you work, you practice Dharma now, here and now, you practice, You gave the opportunity for all of us to meditate and to translate, to teach. You serve. You're doing the Dharma, real Dharma. And he got the answers. He got the realization. So this shows that you are doing the actually Guru Yoga physically, and you get more chance to purify karma. So when I heard that from my teacher, then I got excited. I said, "Oh, I want to cook now. I'm going to clean now. I get the realizations. I get the reward." So I said to my teacher, "Can I clean your room?" She said, "What?" And can I sew your clothing? Your robe, it's got holes on it. I want to put some patch. I learned from my grandmother how to sew it. And he said, "Okay, you can go." And I went somewhere, found a piece of cloth, red, same color. I put a little patch and sew it nicely. He was very pleased. I thought, "Oh, that's good. Now I will get some realizations." I get reward. But that's better than meditating, just sewing. More fun than meditating. And then I cleaned his room, and then one day he said, "Now you're doing too much. You're distracting yourself. Just go back to your room, meditate." I said, "Oh no, I don't want to serve my guru. I get more realizations." I was juggling him. All right. Okay, so go back to the quality of the guru. Okay. Quality, I think I mentioned a little bit. He speaks, subdues mind, realization. The guru must have realization. Guru must have experience and lot of experience, right? And another thing is that most important quality of guru, and guru must have compassion to disciples, to all sentient beings. And the guru has to be honest. The guru has to be modest himself or herself, not having the ego, I am the guru, and I shouldn't have a messiah syndrome. And, some people say, "I'm Buddha, I'm Jesus, I'm Muhammad, I'm Krishna, I'm everything. I'm the greatest guru." No, that's not right. And why? And I met a guy, he says, he's everything many years ago. He said, he is a Buddha, he's a Jesus, he is Muhammad, he is Krishna. He said, "Wow, good luck. Good for you." Then I said, "Why are you here? Why can't you come to see me? I'm none of those. I'm not Buddha. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Krishna. I'm not Muhammad. And you don't need to talk to me." You know, he said to me, I came here to tell you." Okay, good news. Good. Okay, that's wonderful. And so um, yeah, so these are compassion, and guru should have realization of shunyata, emptiness. Right, that's very important in Buddhism. Um, Shunyata is one of the very unique teaching of Buddhism, and I think most other religious traditions, they don't have the concept of shunyata. And maybe Hindu, they do have something like, I talk about I'm this, I'm not, I'm that, and then some kind of form of emptiness, I think. But so realization of shunyata is a very important one. And there's also quality of not only guru, but disciples. Disciples should have quality too. And not only the guru, the disciples, it says disciples should be humble, should be modest, and the disciple, whoever wants to be disciple, he should also have an enthusiasm. He or she should have perseverance and dedication, discipline. These are very important qualities of disciples: discipline and enthusiasm and dedication, perseverance, and willing to accept Guru's command or teaching, and not to sort of arguing, on this and that all the time, and honest, be honest, right? Not being judgmental, and humble. So these are the qualities of the disciple as well. Okay, so we have time for a little bit time for question and answer. If you have questions, you're most welcome. Yes.
I have a question about practicing Guru Yoga and seeing your Guru as a Buddha.
Yes.
And sometimes you observe humanly flaws.
Yes.
But you should not focus on it. But how do you purify?
How to purify your mind?
No, how do you purify if you were too concerned or caught up about Guru's humanly flaws?
Right.
And
Did you say false?
Flaws.
Uh-huh.
Flaws, like how do you purify that?
What does flaw mean?
Like
Imperfection or disagreement. Yeah.
how do you purify
Yeah.
the karma that's accumulated?
Okay. So that's a good question. And you should not accumulate that kind of karma. Don't let happen again and again. Okay. So there's a Tibetan word we call Angnang. Angnang, which means pure vision. You have to have a pure projection instead of negative projection. Okay. And well, this might not be realistic. Sometimes people think that you're kind of cheating yourself. Now, what about if the guru is really wrong? Then you can't say the guru is right and you're kind of projecting yourself right. What is this? What are you doing? Like you're kind of misleading yourself. What is this? But anyway, the thing is, let's say you have to think like this way. Okay, why did I go to this lama or teacher or guru, right, in the first place? Okay. There's a good reason why you went there, right? Because you're not stupid, you're not dumb, and you study this, and there are also different gurus, different students. We have saying in English, there are a few bad potatoes, a few bad apples, but there's few of them, sometimes. Maybe some part of the potato is not so good. I have a friend in Nelson, BC, and he gave me a bag of potato. He said it's called Yukon Gold. Okay, then he sent me email next day. It was a big deal, right? Because at Rinpoche, there was some of these potatoes, there's something inside. You should take it out. So, this is a big deal, He never sent emails, not sending emails about potatoes. But anyway, thank you. So I cut the potato, and there was some little black thing, little bit thing. Just take that out, and the rest of the potato is fine. It's a good potato. Yukon Gold. And I think why they're called gold, maybe it's good because of good potato, right? So it's like that. It's like having a mold or having a little defect on your skin, from melanoma, you just go and have it through surgery, take it out. Yeah. So like that, if you have a teacher, most of the time he's a good teacher and honest, a good, kind to you. And there sometimes, because he is human, he makes some mistakes in the past, making few errors, and you shouldn't kind of focus on that, right? And because he's human, and maybe his heart is good, and most of the time he's ethical, but sometimes he makes little errors here and there, and don't dwell on that. Just leave it. You can just say, I should forgive my teacher, okay, and that might be the best thing to do, and especially you already accepted him or her as a teacher, right, and so you have to kind of try to sort out them, and otherwise, and then you say, okay, now I stop being his student. He's no longer my guru. Then it's not very good. And but there's, there's a lot of benefit. The other thing is, we have saying in Tibet, okay, if you find your teacher is changing his personality, maybe something he's doing that you don't understand, and then if you don't understand, then you just keep distance. Okay, we have a saying, there's a text called Praying the Guru from Long Distance. Have you seen that book? Text? Yeah, we have. It's called Lama Jangbe in Tibet. Lama Jangbe, Jang means far away, means yelling, shouting at the Lamas. please help me, I don't want to go to sit next to my teacher. I can't handle his behavior and whatever. He's changed now. It's he done lots for me. I received so many important teachings and valuable teachings. He's very kind to me. He really helped me a lot. It's um I don't want to dwell on that and negativities, but it's my choice. I have a choice not to be with him or her, or it's like you have a mother or father, and not perfect. Sometimes you have a hard time with your mother, hard time with your grandmother or father, And I love my grandfather, but I don't want to be with him, I just, kind of like that attitude. And actually, we have a text you probably seen called 50 Verses of Guru Devotion, written by Ashwagosha, famous Indian master, Ashwagosha. Is translated in English. So one of the verses, I don't remember exactly verse 33 or something. See, it's translated. It's called fulfillment of all hopes, guru devotion, Tibetan, guru devotion in Tibetan Buddhism. And Lama Tsongkhapa's commentary. Lama Tsongkhapa wrote the commentary for 50 Verses of Guru Devotion. And I think it's published by Wisdom Publications or Snowline, I'm not sure. Anyway, so it says, one of the verses, it says that if your guru told you something or demand something that you are unable to do, you can't accept or can't do it, then you should decline. Then there's no negative karma. Okay? And let's say if your guru said to you, oh, you should kill mosquitoes or something like that, or whatever, something maybe, whatever. Or guru said you should eat meat or drink alcohol or something. Who knows what he's talking about? Well, you don't know why. And the guru says, I want you to smoke cigar with me, and or eat pan, betel nuts with me. And you find it's difficult. I don't want to do this. And then you say, Guru, I can't do this. I don't want to eat betel nuts. I don't want to smoke cigar. Just politely say no. That's fine. I say why I say that in Burma, Thailand and Burma, the monks smoke cigar and smoke cigarette. And in Burma, monks smoke cigar, old monks especially, sit around and smoke cigar and eat betel nuts. They're not allowed to eat lunch, after lunch. So I asked, why are you guys smoking? And they said, because in Sutra, Vinaya Sutra, the Buddha didn't say you can't smoke cigarette or cigar. Good excuse. It's funny, old monk, beautiful old monk with a beautiful robe, walking around, and big cigar.
How do you purify them?
Sorry?
How do you purify them?
You mean those negative thoughts that you had? Well, you should say Guru mantra, or you should do meditation on loving kindness to the Guru, and to rejoice yourself and repay kindness to the Guru, or rejoice, say thank you for being my Guru, being teacher. You are you are perfect. Not sometimes, but that's all right. And you taught me something, even though it's painful, not very nice, or whatever. And you have to be flexible, accepting. Yes.
I understand there are different guru yoga practices, Tsongkhapa guru yoga, Angkam guru yoga, Chidamani, and guru yoga, Chinrezi.
Right.
Is it beneficial to practice different guru yoga practices, or should one select one guru yoga practice, particularly if one has a yidam?
Yeah, whichever you feel resonate, or whichever you feel beneficial for you, that's fine. All the gurus are the same, you know. Say, if you practice Tara, if Tara is your Yidam, then you could do Chidamani Tara Guru Yoga.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yes.
Also tangential, but is there? I know that there are some traditions require not just preliminary practices like Guru Yoga, but also like a specific number of practices, e.g., like for example, meditating on the Guru 100,000 times.
Right.
Is this specifically preliminary to a specific advanced practice, or is it just?
Well, the numbers, you're talking about numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay, we do what we call Hondo practice, foundation practice. You do 100,000 Vajrasattva mantra, 100,000 prostration, 100,000 mandala, right? So these are numbers are not extremely important numbers, but the numbers are good because then it gives you the motivation to do the practice. And also, when you getting closer to the end of the practice, or I say you doing prostration, say 80,000 or something, 60,000, you feel some accomplishment, right? You feel good. And then you feel like, oh, I'm getting closer to the goal. And then you get kind of energized. And then you do 100,000. And then after that, you feel something accomplished, you know? And it gives you the motivation, accomplishment, and that's why we are recommended to do 100,000 each of the foundation practice. And if you do a little bit more over, it's fine. That's good. If you do a little bit less, maybe 10,000 less, somehow you couldn't do anymore, and say you're a young man, but some people, older people, had to do prostration, you know, and then you stop. Okay, I can't do it. My knees and whatever, ankles. That's okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
What do you feel if you have different gurus and they're giving different advice?
Right. One guru says you go to the west, the other one says go to the opposite direction. And well, then you have to think, well, east is east, but east is west. West is west, but west is east. And the whole earth is round. If I'm keep walking to the east, I'll end up in the west. So maybe I'm doing the both. And the advice is the guru, you know. And what I would do is I have two gurus. Okay, one says do this, one to do that. So I will try to do both. Okay. First, I will do the one, go this way, and then the second time I'll go this way, and unless they are totally contradicting or something, but then it's not really contradicting. You know, like one guru says you do prostration right now. Okay, the other guru said do mandala offering right now. So I try to do both. I know. You mean something like that? Maybe a different philosophical view?
Yeah, or different philosophical. You said that you had 13 gurus all of the same tradition. Is it bad to have like different kind of philosophical views that might contradict each other?
Not necessarily. Actually, I had one or two gurus. One guru is not a Gelu and Kagyu, and and I don't see any problems. And was basically see Kagyu, Gelu. We talk about Rangdong and Zhendong, right? Emptiness of self, emptiness of others, or Madhyamika and Yogacara school. And at the end, really, it's the same thing, just different way of interpreting. So I don't see this real contradiction. because they all originally come from the sutras. Buddha himself taught, right? So I don't see any problems. I can't really go wrong. Yes.
And what if the guru, well, what if one guru says, don't do this, and another guru says, do this?
Well, you have to say to the guru, well, I got two gurus, you too. You both told me this, so, and I have to do both. Or I think you just choose one. Don't make yourself complicated. And well, see, the thing is, we don't do everything what Guru says, do we? Right? You know, we don't do everything what the Guru says. Nobody does everything what the Guru told you to do. And you see, like someone says, accusing, oh, you are doing this practice. The Guru says, Dalai Lama says, don't do that. You're doing. Well, then, are you doing everything what the Dalai Lama said? You're not. For example, like this issue about protector, Dorje Shogden, right? Some people say, you guys practice Dorje Shogden is bad. The Dalai Lama said, don't do this. Okay, well, then, are you doing everything what the Dalai Lama said? You took refuge vow, bodhisattva vow, tantric. Are you following everything what the Dalai Lama wants? They're not. Usually people who say all this stuff, they don't follow what Dalai Lama said. Just pick pipes or something, you know. And they're not really honest. Okay? Everybody breaks samaya. And in Tibetan we have saying, everybody, we call tamyam. Tamyam means everybody's broken samayas. You see? And then, last year, 2022, the Dalai Lama apologized. He said, I banned the Dorje Shogden practice. I made a mistake. You see on YouTube. Then some people are shocked. They say, oh, how come Dalai Lama made a mistake? I thought he was an enlightened Buddha. Now he's saying he made a mistake. So that means he's not enlightened one. Then this guy has got some disillusion, confusion about devotion to Dalai Lama. But Dalai Lama is being honest. Dalai Lama is saying, as long as you're a human being, you are not infallible. Nobody's infallible. As we are saying, as long as you're a human being, you're not infallible. So Dalai Lama is saying, I'm not infallible. So I made a mistake. He did that many times. For example, last year he said Buddha was born in India. All the Nepali people got so upset. Buddha was born in Lumbini in Nepal. You remember? This time they have stickers in the car saying Buddha was born in Nepal. Lots of people in Kathmandu, they have stickers in the car. Buddha was born in Nepal because they were upset. And then they asked, I apologize, Nepal. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So that happened. That's okay. You know. So this sort of thing happens all the time. Yes.
So we're going to say when we do break Samaya, if we're not keeping all of our commitments, how do we repair that? Just pick up and carry on as best we can? Or?
Yeah, well, you do the practice. We have one text called 35 Buddha, reciting name of 35 Buddha, confession. It's called Confession Sutra. And when you read that, it got everything in there. It says, I did this, I did that. You know, it was wrong, and I broke my samaya. I wasn't always devoted to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. I harmed sentient beings, and this and that. You recite 35 Buddha Confession Sutra. It's in English. That's one of the best ones. In Tibetan, it's called Tungwa Shakpa. Tungwa means breaking vows, or samaya. Shakpa means confession. You do that certain amount, and then some point your heart says, I feel good now. I'm fine now. I think I purify. And that's it. For example, in a monastery, in a traditional Tibetan monasteries, Every fortnight, they have a 1 day they call sojong. Okay, sojong. So means renewal your vows. Jong means purify the broken vow. Sojong. So all the monks have to come, sit and prostrate, including Dalai Lama, Ling Rinpoche, Tijang Rinpoche, Karmapa, highest Lama. No exception. Everybody sit, wear their yellow robe, and do prostration, recite the sutra, Vinaya Sutra, and the Confession Sutra. And then the abbot sit there, he will recite the whole vow, and 256 vows as bhikkhu monk. Okay, and there's a lot of vows. And when I took bhikkhu vow, I don't even remember so many vows. And there was a Mongolian monk. He said, when I had the vows, and I didn't know the vows, and when I broke vows, and now I don't have vows. When he first took vows, he had a vow, right? But he kept breaking. He doesn't know what he broke. And later on, when he realized he broke the vows, then his vow is not pure. He said, I feel sorry now. I feel shamed. Partly because he didn't understand the language, Tibetan language.
Could you please repeat the name of it's 35?
Buddha Confession
Thank you.
Sutra.
Thank you.
It's translated, probably Wisdom Publications or Snowline Publication, one of the publications, I think, translated. In Tibetan, what is Tungwa Shakpa. Okay, we have a short break and 10-minute break. Subject of the teaching is Guru Yoga. There was a question about how do you purify the Guru Yoga when you break the Guru Yoga and so on and so forth. And that's a good question. But also how to generate devotion to Guru. And so here's Tibetan word Sumba, Sambe Nembala, Nile, Tangpo Tawa, Teba Jangwa. And so how to generate devotion. So when you want to generate devotion to Guru, you should visualize the Guru in front of you in the aspect of Shakyamuni Buddha or Chenrezig or Manjushri, whichever, or just the way he is or she is. You visualize sitting on a throne and it's a beautiful, wearing beautiful dress, a robe, whatever normally he or she wears. Dagi give shinin, then a sanji in the younger but of Sanji Yurumbo, Jude Nam Jawat Nimit to give you quote them, then the same change. So you have to think my Guru is Buddha, he represents all the Buddhas, and also you should think the Tantra says that in the future, during the degeneration age, it says the Buddhas will come in the form of gurus, form of human being, form of a man or woman or whatever. It doesn't have to be always a lama. He or she could be as a carpenter or your cook or whatever, and to help you, to guide you, or nurse or doctor. And you think, okay, my guru is a Buddha. Even though I don't see as a Buddha, I don't see Ushanesha on his crown, and I don't see he's levitating this and that. I don't have to see it this way. And also it says in the teachings that it's actually better if you don't see Guru levitating and it's got Ushanisha on his head. If you do, you really see it this way, you maybe even have more hard time relating with this Guru, okay? Then you say, well, I have to walk, he doesn't walk, he's just floating around. How do we go together somewhere? And and then how do I ask questions? Maybe I don't need to ask questions. He can read my mind, right? And maybe I shouldn't ask any questions. He maybe just tell me what to do. What did I do wrong? And then you would be so embarrassed. I say, oh, he knows everything, all the mistakes that I made. And yeah, I used to think like that when I used to go see my guru. I go in and doing prostrations, and I start almost shaking, and he knows all the mistakes I made, And then at the end of the interview, I guess he didn't know what I did. He didn't say anything. Look funny, right? All this mind game, it goes on. So it says actually very, very nice, very good. The guru is guru as a human being, like just down to earth, same level, and talking to each other as a human being. This is a very kind of good Buddha is doing to me, and then I can communicate, I can relate, right? And you see, what about if you're a guru? I mean, let me see. If you have a son who is the incarnation of Buddha, or you have a daughter who is maybe he's a Buddha, right? You have a husband, he's a Buddha. Maybe you have a wife, she's a bodhisattva, and you don't know really, right? And that would be wonderful. Sometimes you feel like my husband is a Buddha, or my wife is a bodhisattva. She's so kind, she's generous. She is always remind me what should I do, shouldn't do, and helping me, right? All my children are bodhisattva. They always teach me how to practice patience, loving kindness, compassion, and they are bodhisattvas. They are my teacher, the best teacher, right? So, and this happens. Buddha emanate as your son or daughter or husband or wife or sister or brother. It happens. Or Buddha could even emanate as your pet dog. Okay. And dog is the man's best friend, right? And the dog is helping you, gives protections and guard you. And if you injured, fall, the dog just sit there and in front of you and until the ambulance comes. I saw on YouTube in China somewhere, the man had an accident, car was crashed, and he unfortunately died. They towed away the car, and the dog didn't move. He sat there in the same place for days. He was grieving, and he missed his owner. Dogs are very loyal, right? And so, so the dog could be a bodhisattva. Dog could be a bodhisattva. The Buddhas do manifest it as a dog, as a deer, as a cow, as a horse, whatever, right? And we don't know. So then it's important to visualize your guru in front of you, and then you generate devotion. Okay, and do prostrations, do this 7-limb practice. We read this morning here in this brochure, the 7-limb practice, right? Prostration, offering, rejoicing, requesting teaching, requesting Guru remain with us, and request teaching and dedicate merit. 7-limb practice, and do that. This is how you develop the relationship between Guru and yourself, become closer, and repay kindness of Guru, and renewing the commitment, renewing the samaya. Samaya is Sanskrit word, means commitment. Okay, commitment, and also samaya means a relationship, good relationship. Like kind of renewing the relationship, renewing the energy, harmonious energy, peaceful, good energy. Very inspiring energy. Samaya, renewing samaya, and all right. And then that simply you give it in the tour. So you can was for me in the change of the sushi, so that so then you do the 7-limb practice, and then imagine light coming from the guru's heart or from the hand and dissolving into you and purifying your body, purifying your speech, purifying your mind, and purify the mistakes that I made, and generating devotion. Okay, now everything's very nice and clear, good. And I'm appreciating myself, having a wonderful guru. Guru is also appreciating with me, rejoicing me. I'm doing my best practice, Guru Yoga, right? Guru is very pleased and with me. And there's a Tibetan word called it's I practice Guru Yoga according to Guru's advice. This is offering. I practice according to his advice, her advice. I do the practice. That practice that I do is the offering to the Guru. This is the best kind of offering. That's more better than offering gold or silver or diamonds or some money or whatever. And these are just material offering, you see. And one of my friends in Mongolia, this Lama went to Switzerland, and he has a guru in Switzerland, right, Geshe. He bought a car in Switzerland, offered to his guru. The guru said, "Why do you guys buy a car for me? I don't want a car." And he bought some kind of SUV. And they said, "I don't want a car. I don't even know how to drive a car. I don't want. Why do you give me this car?" And he said, "Funny thing." He said, "Funny thing," because people think the Mongolians are poor. We're not poor anymore. We can afford to offer a car to you. Funny idea, right? And so is this like showing off or what? Some kind of pride being Mongolian now? And I don't understand. What is this? The guru said, "No, I don't want the car. You sell it. Take it away." That's it. So, see, material offerings are not always the best offering. Offering a Dharma practice is the best kind of offering. And that's because Dharma is, why? Because Dharma practice is good. Dharma practice lasts long time, beneficial for all sentient beings. Material offerings is not always beneficial for all sentient beings. And material gifts are also, they always have some, there's questions, right? You offer something, you don't know where this material thing come from. And what sort of things that we do for damaging the earth, the environment, making these kinds of material things. And, Dharma practice is pure, and best. Offering, devotion and Dharma practice. Offering. You meditate and practice. We call Rupe Chopa. Rupa means practice, Chopa is offering, practice, offering. Milarepa, when he first met his guru, Marpa, he said, "I want to be your disciple, and all I want is I want to become enlightened. I don't want anything else. And I don't have anything to offer you, but I offer myself to you. I will be your I surrender to you. I offer my body, speech, and mind to you. You tell me what to do." And then Marpa thought, perfect, good. But you got lots of karma, negative karma. You did the black magic and you killed people, destroyed the village. Now you have to purify. You have to do purification. So he told him, you have to build 9-story building. What? How can I build a 9-story, one person? Those days, you have to carry the rocks on the back, carry dirt on the back, and it's really hard work. And he did. He managed, but he had a hard time. He was so tired, so angry or upset. And when he thought a few times, he thought he would just dump himself in the river, commit suicide. It was so hard. And then Marpa's wife said, "No, don't do this. You'll be fine. You will rebuild. He built this house. This is not for myself, not for Marpa. You're building the temple, building temple for Hevajra, Idam." So Marpa Milarepa did. And then he became great as a yogi, meditator, enlightened in his lifetime. And in one lifetime, he got enlightened. So this is a beautiful story, huh? And about Marpa and Milanova. Very inspiring. So, so the question that we had before about the difficulties with the guru devotion, the guru yoga, because sometimes you have difficulties with the guru because there are different kinds of gurus. Lamrim text here talks about some gurus have a what do you call that? Personalities, some kind of like a stubbornness or some kind of a very bossy kind of and wrathful guru. Okay, so then you find it very hard because the guru is so wrathful and bossy, right? It's a kind of like sometimes you find the guru is a little bit how should I say sort of very hard on you because he doesn't give you much chance to sleep or eat food. It's very hard on your body, mind, and uh, and some gurus are also a bit too not themselves not very disciplined and very easygoing. You find it hard. What's the benefit of me having him like a guru? And when I went to university in Varanasi, okay, so I lived in the Chinese temple, Chinese Buddhist temple in Varanasi, and Sarnath, I go rent a room there. I pay a room. I pay 10 rupees a month. 10 rupees for a month rent. In those days, 10 rupees is a lot of money back in 1970s. So one of our teacher, one of the monk, Geshe professor, right? He rented a room there too. So he used to sit on the veranda, always listening Indian music, radio. And I said to myself, why doesn't he do mantras and prayers instead of listening Indian radio and Bollywood music or some kind of music? And then one day he said to me, Rinpoche, you're studying too much. You come sit next to me, have some chai, and listen to music. I said, I never thought that you were going to tell me. You're my teacher. I thought you were going to say, study hard, study more, memorize text. Most of my teachers do that. You're not. And I kind of felt like I don't think I want him as one of my teachers. Well, he's actually not my teacher. He's just professor. I go to the class, And but then I thought I've been too uptight myself. He's actually nice. He just makes me relax. He said, you're too worried about the exam. You're going to pass your exam. You're smart, Rinpoche. Don't need to study so hard. And I said, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. That's nice. You're saying that I'm going to pass my exam. But you're the one who does the exam anyways. You're going to make me pass, right? Are you saying you're going to make me pass? Trust me, man. Some chai. Okay, let's have chai. Okay. Do you have any question about Guru devotion? Yes.
This is something, Rinpoche, that's always kind of confused me when we talk about offering our Dharma practice to the Guru.
Yes.
So does that mean something beyond doing our practice with a very devoted intention? Does that mean when meeting with the Guru, stating that I offer you my practice? This is where I get confused. Is it literal or is it about how we practice?
Well, both.
Okay.
You have to practice from your heart, saying, I'm doing my best. I do my practice to please all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and my Guru. But then also, when you meet your Guru, you can say, look, I done this practice, that practice, doing this practice, and I want to offer to you, I would like to offer to you. I'd like to report you, right? Then the Guru knows that you're practicing. Guru could then rejoice you or gives you some more further instructions, or Guru can give you more inspiring advice, and based on your achievement or accomplishment, and that's also very good. You express what practice you have done, right? You say, I have done 50,000 prostrations, okay, and 20,000 mantra vajrasattva, or I've been meditating on samatha, vipassana, I felt I got some realization now. I feel much progress, I feel my mind is very calm and peaceful. I experience some realization of selflessness or egolessness. I don't see self anymore. I don't see, I see self. There is a small self, very insignificant self, and not a big deal now anymore. I don't get so uptight. I don't get so upset about when things go wrong. And I feel Dharma is practice. Dharma is really made my life so rich, so enriched and meaningful. So you report that to the Guru, and then Guru feels, I got good student here, better student. That means I must be a good teacher myself, right? Then the Guru is happy, I got one more good student, two more good students, three more good students. And instead of someone sitting there crying, I broke this samaya, that samaya, I got relationship problems, I got work problems. And it's like crying baby, right? And then Guru will get depressed. If both Guru and disciple both are sitting there depressed. What can I do now? What can I do for you? I don't know, samsara, here comes will sharp weapon turning again. And was one time I was in Montreal, this woman comes in and front of me, she cried loud, and she got a baby girl, a toddler, 3 years old girl. She got terrified. Well, but I did something bad, or I said something bad for her. And the girl was crying, the mother was crying, both are crying like crazy. And then, before she left, she said, wow, I feel so good now. I had a good cry. I said, yeah, now you having a good time. I didn't. I know. You dumped all your problems in front of me. And then this year, you don't if you're a little girl, you traumatize that. And she may never want to see the lamas.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, welcome.
There's one question from online.
Sorry?
From Elena online asked the question.
Yes, Elena.
We initiate relationships with the Guru. Should we ask them to give us refuge and to be?
Elena, where is Elena? You from where you live, Elena? Hello? I don't see Elena.
Oh, she's trying to talk, I think.
Okay.
Turn on the volume, Rinpoche.
Sorry. Turn up the volume. I'm not sure where the volume is. Okay. Is Elena there? Do you see Elena?
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hello. Yes. We met before.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your question?
Oh, I can read it. I asked how do we initiate relationships with Guru? Should we ask them to give us refuge or request to be her student? And if Guru kindly accepted us as students, how do we maintain relationships and develop relationships? What is the appropriate way to maintain and develop relationships if student and Guru are not in the same city?
Okay, so first question is, how do you become a disciple, establish guru-disciple relationship, right?
Yeah, and how we maintain
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah,
develop
that's the
relationship.
second question.
Mhm.
So first,
Yeah.
if you're not a student of a Lama, or then you wish to become a student. So first you have to do what we call officially, you will have to make a request, okay? You write a letter or email or something, or you have an interview and say, well, I like to be your disciple, or would you like to be, I request you to be my guru. Okay. And then Guru will ask some questions about your background and current practice. And then the Guru said, yes, I will be happy to accept you as a disciple. And then the Guru will usually give you basically homework. And okay, now you are my student from now on. Okay, I want you to study Lamrim, read Lamrim and Lojong and this and that, some advice and Mahamudra meditation. And so you go from there. And then how to maintain Guru devotion? Well, first you have to become the disciple, then you're already disciple, right? The maintenance is some ways not so hard, and because and sometimes can be difficult because if you have too many doubts or some confusion, some arise, then it be a problem, and then it can be solved. You can talk to the guru and say, "Look, I have some issue, some question, some doubt. Can you help me? It's maybe my projection, or maybe something don't understand what's going on here," and you can write and communicate. Then could be fixed. You can continue, resume, and practice. Okay, did I
Thank you.
answer your question? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
Thank you.
are asking me to be your guru, and I think I met you in Vancouver, right? And at Zuruling, and so we can talk more. And I do have advice. There's actually protocols, and I wrote a text is about guru-disciple relationship, how to be disciple, and I wrote advice. It's on our website, Gaden or Gaden Choling, and you read that book, that article about explaining how to be disciple, student, and how to be practitioner, and so on and so forth. You read that whole thing, and then if you find that's feasible, that's right for you, if you agree, and then you can let me know. And this is how we start. Okay? Yes.
What's your opinion on a long distance disciple relationship? For example, I know you live in British Columbia.
Right.
The founder of the meditation center I usually go to, Lamrim Rinpoche, lives in Nepal.
Yeah. Yeah, he's moved back now, right?
No, he's still there.
Where? Here?
No, he's still in Nepal.
Yeah, Nepal. I'm not sure he's coming back.
No.
No, he's not. He's too old now, and I know quite well. And you know Todi?
Yes,
Todi,
he's doing well as well.
Todi is my relative.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, and
She's doing quite well.
she's good. She's doing quite well. Well, you see, there's a text called "Calling the Guru from a Long Distance." You should read that one. Lama Tibetan word is called Lama Jangbe. Lama Jangbe. Jung means long distance. Be means calling. Okay, read that. And so it doesn't matter, like he's in Nepal, and see, he's still alive, and you can write letters or make offerings and send some offerings. Sodi or somebody offer him on New Year's Day, and so on. You can write letters and ask if he has any advice for you. So that's fine. You're fortunate. He's a wonderful Lama. I've known it since I was a teenage boy. He come from Nangchen, same area where I come from, and so I'm sure he will answer your questions if you have some questions, and you make some offerings, and then you pray to him and meditate, visualize him in front of you, like as I mentioned before. That's how you keep maintaining your relationship. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't give teachings nowadays. He's almost, I think he's in 90s now. He's about 95, 90. I think he's quite old. He used to live down at Sherburne Street and Bloor and Sherburne. I visited a couple of times back in 1980s. Then he moved to the center over the beaches. Okay, I think I will now end the talk on Guru Yoga, and I'll move on. We have about 40 minutes. Okay. Now, how do we train our mind for Dharma practice? Okay. So, Tanjula Himbo, along with so now, how we practice Dharma, okay, how we cultivate our mind for Dharma practice. So, in order to cultivate our Dharma practice and towards the Dharma, to inspire ourselves, to energize our Dharma practice, you first have to Taljor, Alwa and Jorwa. Taljor means freedom and endowments. And 8 freedoms and 10 endowments. And so, first, freedom. Well, we are human beings. We're born as a human beings. We have a freedom, opportunity to practice Dharma. And not all human beings have opportunity to practice Dharma. I wish everybody has. But many majority of people in the world doesn't have opportunity to practice Dharma. They have no understanding of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And they've got different religions, or they have life difficult, and they live in a country where there's no spiritual teachings and Dharma practice. They're not even have no opportunity. They're not allowed to practice. Like if you're in a communist state like North Korea or some places like that. And if you're in some places like Qatar or United Arab Emirates or some places like that, they will take away your Dharma books from the airport. And they have no tolerance. And so what do you do, right? And but we live in Canada. We're very fortunate. We're a free country, free society. There's so much tolerance here, almost too much tolerance. Too much tolerance. People get confused about the tolerance, the rights and freedom, this and that. Many things. So, realize Tibetan word freedoms. Okay, we have freedom, opportunity to practice Dharma, and we have all the right kind of conditions, and body and health, and freedom, Dharma practice, and like many years ago, long time ago in Tibet, in eastern Tibet, somewhere, Lama was talking about a precious human rebirth, how to obtain human rebirth. And this man stood up. He said, Lama, you've never been to China. You should go to China. There's so many people. Then life is not so difficult to obtain. That was a long time ago. And now, see how many people in China or India, even more. India, probably more people in China than China, right? And anyway, so we as a human beings, we have a opportunity to practice Dharma, freedom. Okay, and and then we have to take the essence, not to waste our time. We have to practice. So time goes really fast. Like the Buddha said, life is like a dream. Life is a dream. It's very fast. And the year goes fast, months goes fast, week goes so fast, day just gone, and so no time to waste. I realize, you see, myself getting older and older. As we get older, time goes faster, right? When you're a kid, time takes so long. Life is hard, always waiting for the mother, waiting for the father, waiting the school bus, waiting the class is over, and waiting go home, and always waiting. 1 week is so long, 1 month is too long. Now, as we older and day goes, year goes so fast. Now, year 2023 almost ended. I don't even know how it ended so far. But the year is just the words, numbers, right? And so weeks goes fast. And so we have to kind of concentrate. We have to organize our time. Lama Yeshe used to say, we don't live in the moon. You organize your Dharma practice. Dharma practice is not going to come to you. You have to organize, prioritize. You see, I'm going to meditate every day in the morning, every day in the evening, and I must dedicate myself at least 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day. Okay? If you wait at the end of the day, it never happens. You write a list of all the things to do for the day, like 25 or 30 different things, and you'll never finish, right? And then where do you put the list? Dharma practice first, if not second. Don't put it at the end. You don't finish. At the end of the day, you're too tired. Your brain doesn't work. You can't meditate, fall asleep. And then you sit there doing 6 session Guru Yoga and falling asleep, right? And then wake up. Where did I start it? Where did I end? Oh, no, I didn't finish. Keep reading again, keep going through, fall asleep. When you start falling, and it takes 3 times longer. And then you don't get good sleep, and you don't finish your commitment, then what? Then you get resentful about your Dharma practice. This Dharma practice doesn't let me sleep. I don't get enough sleep from my commitments. And this Dharma practice sucks. And then you develop resentment towards Dharma, which is very sad. No good. Right? So you shouldn't do like that. Don't put it at the end. First thing in the morning, go have a shower and drink some tea and coffee, sit on a cushion, do the practice, 45 minutes at least, do the practice. Then you feel good. You've done your practice, commitment at least. And then because you've done the practice, and it makes your day go smooth, nice. You have more patience, more perseverance, happier. You do well with your work, and you're happy with other friends. They're happy with you. It's a good time to do in the morning. And so organize your Dharma practice, not to waste. And if you can't do in the morning, then trying to find some time somewhere and do the practice, and do the minimum practice of the mantras, commitment, and sadhanas. Or if you're doing something Dharma work, Dharma related to Dharma practice, doing something social work, helping people, being a nurse or driver, a doctor, or could be a driver, and whatever you do, and think, okay, I'm helping somebody. This is my Dharma practice. Rejoice yourself. You say to myself, I'm paid to practice Dharma. Say if you're a doctor, nurse, or doing some social work, you have to think about, don't think, oh, I don't have time to sit in my cushion. But I'm working, Dharma in action. I'm working, doing Dharma practice. I'm helping people, improving their health. I'm doctor, I'm therapist, I'm acupuncturist, I'm massage therapist, I'm doing something, helping people are healthier and happier. So, and on top of that, I make some money, so I pay my bill. So this is good, right? So, so take all the opportunities, not to waste any time, And time is very precious, right? And for Dharma practice. So freedom, we don't lose our freedom. 8 freedoms, 10 endowments. We have an opportunity to practice Dharma. And so you can do Dharma sitting on a cushion, and actual session, or you're off the cushion, you're doing or running around, doing whatever you do. So you're trying to integrate your work with the Dharma, with the motivation. So what is Dharma anyway? What makes things a Dharma? It depends on the motivation. If your motivation is good, pure, and beneficial, compassionate, and kindness, and you have motivation to help sentient being and help environment, and then your work become Dharma practice. And what is Dharma? What's not Dharma? Depends on your attitude, right? For example, if our motivation is not pure, selfish motivation, if we got ego and selfish mind, even doing something looks like Dharma, then it's not Dharma. For example, you are setting up altar, cleaning the shrine room, but if your motivation is not good, then it's not Dharma practice. It looks like Dharma practice. Because motivation, right? There was a story, one Kadamba Geshe, he lived in a place called Pembo Valley in other side of the Lhasa, right? So he was sitting there in his little hut, and one day he thought, oh, my benefactor is coming tomorrow, visit me, and I should clean my house and room and set up a nice altar, go outside, get some flowers, and make nice, beautiful altar. And it looks like everything good, and I'm going to please my benefactor. And then my benefactor will think I am a good practitioner, whatever. And he did that. And then just before the benefactor came, he said to myself, this is wrong. I'm trying to please my benefactor and make a beautiful altar. Not true. I didn't make this beautiful altar for Buddhas, for my benefactor. Trying to make myself as a good lama, whatever, impressive, Then he got upset with himself. Went to the kitchen, grabbed a handful of ashes, scattered all over the altar. He made a big mess. And then the benefactor came, and the benefactor didn't even notice. She was just sitting there drinking tea. Thank you so much. You're my guru, you're wonderful, whatever. And then he went home. And then later on, one of his yogi friend lived somewhere nearby. He came over for a cup of tea. He was surprised. Oh, why did he put the ashes all over the altar? Why he made the big mess? And then he told the story why he did this. And then he thought, wow, the neighbor yogi thought, well, that's good. You managed to confront your ego and your selfish mind, and that's good. Actually, you made a good offering to the Buddhas. Offer ashes to the Buddhas. Yeah. So then at the end it was good. End up a good story, a nice story, And so anyway, practice Dharma, meditate, whatever you can, as much as possible, and when you can, while you have the time. Because as you get older and older, some point one day you may not be able to do any practice. You can't even sit up straight, and you can't meditate. Your mind has become very slow or lose concentrations, forget things, forget prayers, mantras, this and that. Never know. Even though, although actually, interesting thing is, one thing people, when not everybody's got get losing their mind or get dementia, but I know a couple of people, they have dementia, Dharma practitioners, dementia, but they don't have a problem with their meditation. Because in your mind, your practice, daily practice, most important. And I know one nun, she was from Poland. She was, I think, Holocaust survivor, and then she became a Dharma student. And her name is Jebel Doma. She lived in St. Catharines, and then I met a few times. And one day she said, "I'm having problems with my mind now. Can you give me some teachings?" And I give some mantras and so forth. And then she got worse, her dementia, and her niece visiting, and she said, "Who are you?" "I'm your niece." "I don't know. Who are you?" Just like that. But when it comes to practice, she just get up, do prostration, altar, she go through the sadhanas, everything perfect, no problem. Because she knows this is the most important for her, right? The rest is not important, so she just doesn't remember, don't care. So it's interesting how it works, right? How the mind works. And, yeah. So and it's important to meditate, think about precious human rebirth, and it's hard to obtain rebirth. And so now the practice, I want to talk about practice, to make this life meaningful life practice. So you have to practice these three scopes: small scope, medium scope, and great scope. And so first small scope. Okay, small scope start with meditation on impermanence of life. Meditate on death and dying, and then meditate on suffering of the different lives, different realms. So first meditate on impermanence. Okay, so right now I have a precious human rebirth. I'm very fortunate, but this precious human rebirth is temporary and impermanent. We're here like a visitors of this earth. We're not going to be here very long. Soon we're going. We all go. We have to go. We have to create room for the earth. Otherwise, too many people, right? We have to go when at the right time we go. And when we have to go, then we go. But the thing is, we have to go with the dignity, go with the respect, and you walk away with respect and dignity. It was interesting when I went to Tibet. I went to my homelands 6 times. And the last time when I was in my homeland, I have uncle, Rinpoche. He's a Lagyu Lama. He was very pleased with me. He's very happy. He said, "You come here 6 times. You've done lots of things for our homeland. You rebuilt our monastery, your monastery. You built a healthcare center, and you and your sister did an eye surgery or cataract surgery. Now you're leaving your home. You walk away like a tiger. You don't walk like a street dog. And I'm very proud of you." We have saying like that. You walk away like a tiger, not like a street dog. The street dogs, they're hungry and suffering. They're always sad. You don't go like that. You walk away like a proud tiger. Even the official Communist Party people, they said, "Oh, you come here. You build a healthcare center. That's good." And according communist ideas, you're helping people. You're not just building religious things. You are good Lama. Oh, thank you very much. And I'm not trying to impress people. I want to do something to help people. There are so many people who have cataracts, and because wintertime, snow, called snow blindness. And people have eye problems. A lot of older people, they have problems in Tibet, the nomadic people, they were sources of cooking, heating, burning dung, so much smoke, right? Blowing like this with the bellows. The old school, right? Now no more, because most everybody got electricity in town, in China, in the rural area, And so those older people have eye problems because too much smoke and too much glareness and sun and snow blindness, So they have cataract problems. So me and my sister, we did organized cataract surgery. Anyway, life is short, impermanent, right? And death and dying, death and dying is part of life, and death is definite. Time of death is indefinite, as I said. People just die suddenly. People go to work, never come home. Or people go to sleep, never wake up. So anything can happen. So never know. Practice now when you're still healthy, and make yourself healthy, make yourself fit, and eat the right food, and do exercise. You see, and not just sitting all the time. Do some prostration, go for a walk, whatever, because life is precious. Dharma practice is precious. Life and Dharma and health, everything go together. And so remember, precious human rebirth, impermanent. There's a text called Mitakwe Tsum in Tibet. Mitakwe Tsum is a poem of impermanence, like a poetry, poem of impermanence. It said, Kangyang Sangye Rang Sangye, Sangye Namji Nyentujan, Kulundana Pungdana Kyo Baba Kimu says the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Arahats, Prachekas, and all these highly realized beings, they abandon their bodies at the end of their life. And they leave this world. Then there's no question about ordinary people. Even the highly realized people, they leave their bodies, they go. And ordinary people, there's no question. We all leave. But then we come back. And we come and go and come. We come back with new body. Good thing about reincarnation, that you always have opportunity to come back. It's not like you disappeared forever. See? There is no place where there's no death. There is no place in the sky, there's no place inside the ocean or in the middle of the mountains, high altitude, and jungles and forests. There is no place you can hide from dying or death. Everybody dies. So meditate on impermanence. Meditate on what we call anicca. I lived in Thailand. I have studied Theravada Buddhism, Vipassana and mindfulness, and meditate on anicca, impermanence. And anatta, meditate on shunyata, meditate on dukkha, suffering. I was trained myself as a bhikkhu in the forest south of Thailand at Achan Buddhadasa's monastery, very beautiful monastery. So we meditate on anicca, meditate, very, very strong, powerful meditation. And meditate on repulsions, and meditate on skeleton. You sit there, meditate, you visualize your body is suddenly transforming, turn into skeleton. Yeah, I'm here now. Now my hair is gone, my skin's gone, and now I turn into skeletons. Like going in Mexico, there's skulls everywhere. Even in the gift shops, there's skulls. Day of dying. The Mexicans love those kind of skeletons, everything. Anyway, so you meditate like this. And one monastery, there's all the real skulls hanging around the veranda. So monks sit there, meditate. It's a very powerful reminder of life, impermanent. And some monasteries, they have pickled Siamese twin babies in big jar. There's pickled Siamese twins, in Thailand. It's used for Siam. They're very famous Siamese twins. So what the monks do, they sit there and meditate in front of the pickled Siamese twins and meditate on skeletons and meditate on anicca and anatta, impermanent, and emptiness, dukkha, suffering, Four Noble Truths. So now what's the most beneficial thing? Is Dharma practice. Bodhisattvacharya Avatara states, and no end, no stopping. Day and night, life keep going. And you cannot put addition or you cannot extend life. You can't get extension like a visa, You can't extend 1 more month, 2 more months, 1 year, and things like that. You go to visa office and pay money, you get 1 more month, 2 more months, like in Thailand or in Nepal, those countries. Here too. And but you can't do that. It's just the way it is. Also, don't know when happened death and dying, or no difference between older or younger or middle age. There's lots of infant mortalities, and many children die before they're born or after born. What's happening in war zones in Gaza or in Ukraine? So many babies are dying, dead. Children are dying. Children are killed, and these bombs landed on apartments, and the Russians are sending missiles hitting on apartments and hospitals, daycare places. Terrible. They're using terrifying human beings as a weapon. And so what, so much suffering, right? Dukkha and impermanence. So when you meditate like this, meditate on impermanence, it's hard. Meditate on death and dying is very hard. And but you have to meditate like that. And then you get what we call renunciation. So in order to become a good Dharma practitioner, you have to practice renunciation. Okay. In order to practice renunciation, you have to meditate on suffering and impermanence. Renunciation means you feel like, I want to renounce this world, this life. This life is suffering. I want to become a yogi. I want to become a yogini. I want to become a monk, practitioner, dedicate myself. I want to renounce. But if you don't know suffering, then you don't know what you're renouncing. Okay? For example, in Tibetan tradition, like in Nepal and India right now, there's so many little boy monks. They don't know what renouncing. Monks supposedly renouncing life. These guys don't know what you're renouncing. Later on, when they reach age of 25, 30, then you kind of know, oh, I guess I renounce this, I'm renouncing that. And when I was a little boy Lama, I didn't know what I'm renouncing. I thought it was fun being in a monastery. They are more fun than the ordinary boys in nomadic places. I'm not renouncing anything. Later on, studying Lamrim, oh, I guess now I'm renouncing. I have renounced something. Now I can't have it. I can't do it. I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to do that. I can't have fun like regular boys or girls. And I guess I renounced. I didn't renounce myself, but I was told I have renounced. I was told. I was picked up saying, you are Rinpoche, you're Tulku, you're monk, this and that. And I guess I'm very fortunate. I didn't have to renounce. They taught me how to renounce. So there's a different way of renouncing, right? You renounce deliberately by your choice, or you renounce without choice. It's like a lot of these boys, monks, they're like sent to monastery like drafts in the army. You just go, army of nirvana. Bob Thurman used to say, army of nirvana. And anyway, and big boys club. And Bob Thurman used to say those strange words. And yeah, so I think I will leave it here now about meditation on impermanence and death and dying. But tomorrow I will go through karma and so on and so forth, and then also talk about we do some meditation on bodhicitta, meditation on shunyata. So how many people have done Lamrim study and practice before? You done? Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. Good. So you studied Lamrim in China?
7 years.
What?
当真成为的宗课宝。
Which city?
In Huizhou, then in Sichuan, it's the same teacher.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
This one. In Chengdu?
No, Meishan.
Meishan, I don't know.
Chengdu.
Okay, close to Chengdu.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like to go to Samanthabada's holy place,
Oh, we went there this summer.
Meishan.
Yeah.
How far from Chengdu?
Half an hour to an hour by bullet train.
Oh,
Yes.
then you go up climbing?
Yes, I did prostration too 1 year for 5 days.
Oh, good.
Mm.
I've been to Utaishan.
Aishan?
Utaishan.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
way
Aishan.
back. 1991. Very different then. Very sort of big backward. There was no tourist bus. I took the regular bus from Taiyuan. Took me 8 hours. And the driver was very nice. Oh, you Sifu, you sit there. He said, just want to me to sit in front seat. And I was scared, front seat there. And it was a very nice man. And Sifu, right? Sifu means monk.
Yes.
Sifu. Yeah, I went to the monasteries up there, Uttashad. I know one monk, Chinese monk. He was really old. He left Uttashad when the revolution started. He fled to Hong Kong and came here. He has a temple in Scarborough, Manjushri Temple. So he was 85. He wrote me a letter to his friends. So I delivered a letter to his friends in Uttashad in the monastery. There was a couple of old monks. They were very happy. And yeah, Uttashad is very close to Nai Mongol, to Inner Mongolia. You're up north, you know. They have a Mongolian temple there, Tibetan temple. Chinese temple is bilingual. Most monks, they speak 3 languages: Tibetan, Mongol, and Chinese. And it's also in Tarsit, Kumbung. The abbots, the chanting master, they speak 3 languages. You see 3 writings: Tibetan like this, Chinese like this, and Mongol Bichi going down this way. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Chancho Senjo Rinpoche Ma Chi Pa Nam Che Jo Chi Ke ba nyam ba me ba yam. Gone gondo be show. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock. Thank you.